Hey, it's Pupmeister, and today we are going to make a villager breeder. Now, why would I be in a village and want to create a villager breeder? Well, because if you look up there, that is the last guy in this entire village. It has completely died out except for that last guy. And over this way, and actually kind of more importantly, I'm going to be making an iron farm probably across the bay in the desert over there. So we are going to make it right here. Now normally when you make a villager breeder, you do not want to make it near a village. But since this one's almost completely died out, I'm going to try and repopulate it. And, of course, have enough to go do my iron farm later. Okay, let's take a look at what you're going to need for this build. It's actually pretty straightforward. You're going to need a composter because the farmer will feed the other villager. You're going to need 2 trapdoors, can be any kind of trapdoor. Going to need some water, going to need a hoe, and I say 72 carrots to give each villager 12 and to plant all the carrots in the farm. As a bonus, you might bring bone meal to get the carrots growing already to speed things up. I'm going to use a lot of glass, but you can pretty much use any kind of building blocks you like. You're also going to need 3 beds. Okay, well, let's get started. First thing you want to do is make a hole in the center of where you're going to make it. And in this hole, really? Really, Mr. Enderman? You want in on this video or what? Okay, so you want to fill that and then just put a temporary block right there. And that is where you want to put the composter over the water so it's not in the way, and then you can get rid of the temporary block. I'm going to use glowstone. And where am I going to use it? Right here. Because once we get this farm started, you do not want villagers jumping on the composter because they will eventually jump back down and destroy the farmland, which is not what you want. So, and a light source is always a good thing. Now you could put even a piece of cobblestone here and put torches all the way around it. I mean, whatever works for you. Now the next thing you want to do is get your hoe and go 3 out in every direction. Just like that. Okay? And then you just want to fill it in. You could go 4 out if you really wanted to, but you really only need 3, so why do the extra? All right, and now you want to put a wall all the way around, just like that, except in one spot. And my spot, I think, is going to be over here. This is where the baby villagers will come out. And for me, I want them to head to the village, or of course in the future to the iron farm. So next thing, you want to make a second level and basically fill this all in. Just like that. Easy peasy. And you could just put a roof on this on a 3rd level, like up here. I think just kind of for fun. And to bring it up one more level, I think I'm going to add one more level of wall. But you don't have to. Just like that. And keep her going around. And then you could put a temporary block up there and fill in the ceiling. And of course, I'm using, like I said, I'm using all glass blocks, but you can use whatever block you like. It is important, however, to definitely put a ceiling on here, because without it, if there is a lightning storm, if any of your villagers gets hit by lightning, they turn into a witch, and you do not want a witch in here. That would pretty much destroy your farm. Mobs will also not spawn on top of glass, so that is an extra bonus. All right, so here we go. So the next phase is actually the toughest. This is where we have to get 2 villagers in here. You know, I've got one villager on the cliff over there. I'm going to bring him in. And then my main village over there, I'm going to have to find a way, either boat or rail, to get one of those villagers all the way over here. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of that water. And let's see if... Oh, there he goes. He dropped down. All right. Oh, I missed him. No, I had him. Oh, I had him. I had him. All right, now that we have our villager in the boat, we will row all the way down. Now, this is as far as I could get him, actually. Thanks to the paths and the grass and the water, and then, of course, this hill, which boats don't do very well at going up. Now, I know there's some water here, but that's just not going to cut it. So, the best way I think we can lure him up is with a trade, because he wants a job. He lost his job, and he wants a new one. So I'm hoping by putting that up there, he's going to want to go for the job. Let's see if it works. Go for your job. Go. Over there. Up there. Up there. Get closer. Do you feel it? Do you feel it calling you? I know you feel it calling you. Come on, follow me. Look, there's a job up here for you. There you go. See? See? Oh, psych! Come, look at this job over here. That's right. All right, and of course, a gate is my favorite way to keep villagers in somewhere. All right, so there you go. We have our first farmer in here. Now we need to go to the other village and get our next villager. Okay, so we have our next guy here, a Fletcher. It doesn't really matter what your second guy is, as long as you have a farmer in there already. And we do. So, of course, this can get a little tricky. I don't want to let everybody out of here. Now, in a perfect world, you would want 2 villagers that have not been traded with before. This will keep you from a lot of headache. But we will go with this for now. I am having great difficulty getting this guy into this farm. So the last way to do it is to put some beds down. So when it's night, he'll want to come over this way. So I might have to till the soil again, but the beds will hopefully lure him over when nightfall comes. Okay, now that we finally have 2 villagers in here, let's move on to the next step. So you want to place a trapdoor right there. And again, I added a glass block above the door, and then you want to open it just like that. We cannot go through this, and neither can they, even though they might try. And the next thing you want to do is dig down here and place another trapdoor there. And you want to open it. So what this is going to do, we're going to be placing the beds out here. And the babies, of course, love jumping on beds. They're going to want to come and jump on the bed. And this trapdoor, they will think this is a walkable square. So they will drop down here. And this, of course, is where we make our water tunnel. Now, you can use rails as well. I just find water so much easier and uses a lot less resources. And just as a reminder, if you have 2 villagers, you need one of them to take on the job of the farmer here. So make sure at least one of them has not traded already, or it's not going to happen for you. And if you've got 2 villagers in here and they're refusing to let go of their jobs, even though you haven't traded with them yet, try destroying their job back where you got them from once they're in here. And if not, you'll just have to be patient. Eventually, they'll switch. So, next, let's jump down the hole and go 1, 2, 3 more. And then, of course, I want to go in this direction, which is towards the village. All right, so in my case, I actually come out on the side here, and I can build maybe a little house over here. I might let it go a little further. You want to get far enough away from your breeder that the babies will disconnect from the beds that you place here. Because as long as it is keeping that bed as their own, the other 2 villagers will not breed. So the next thing you want to do is place a water source here. So when they fall, they move. I'm just going to put another light in here just so there's some light. Now at this point you have a couple options depending on how far you want to go. You can just very easily drop. For me, it's easier at this point just to drop one more level like that. So for whatever reason, I decided to place more water buckets, but you could literally just dig out the last block where the water is and it would continue to flow. Now at this point, because I'm coming out of the side of a hill, it's pretty easy for me even to drop one more, considering there's still a few levels to go before the level of the village. If you don't want to drop another level, you can always put a sign here and then another water source continuing. And every once in a while, you may get a villager that just kind of stands on the non-water block for a while. But your new one will be flowing here. So eventually they'll move forward. And the second they do, they'll be swept forward. And if there are other villagers, they may even knock them into it as they come. It would look like this. Okay, so I created a little gathering room at the end here where all the babies will go. Hopefully this is far enough away. We will see. So the next step, you want to go in and plant all the carrots. And bone meal them if you have them. And give each villager 12 carrots to get things going. Now, I'm really nervous about opening this up with this villager right there. He looks too keen to get out of here. So I'm just going to wait until he wanders elsewhere. So I'm in. And we're going to plant all the carrots. Just like this. There we go. And that's enough to give each villager 12 carrots. So they each have 12 carrots now. And I'm just going to take the bone meal and get things going a little bit here. Because why not? And I've got myself a bone meal farm already, which you may have seen. In fact, I've got two now. I've got the skeleton one too. All right, so that's 64 bone meal, so that kind of got things going now. So quickly get out and close her up. I put this here just in case. I really didn't want that guy getting out, and he seemed a little too keen for me. And for the beds, you want to put them here, here, and here. You want to leave a space here because sometimes the babies can actually connect to the bed before they fall if it's sitting right there. And the other thing I didn't mention before is you probably want to put a couple more torches on each of the corners just to make sure everything is lit up properly. The other thing you want to do is build a 2-foot high wall around the beds and light it up so that zombies and such cannot walk down your hole when trying to get the villagers and then end up where all your other villagers are and kill them. So that would be very bad. So we're checking in a little later, and we've got 4 babies so far. 2 have already grown up with 2 new ones. If this is not happening, remember, they might still be connected to a bed, so you might have to move it a little further away. It may also be beneficial to break the beds by the farm and lay them back down to break the connection. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.